Greetings to all the research panelists, research participants, and to all of us here today. The title of this research is The Live Experiences of Parents of Learners with Special Educational Needs in Casiglahan Village Elementary School. For the introduction, parenting is a challenging task under any circumstances. However, when a child is born or diagnosed with special needs, parents or their primary caregivers can face with even more unexpected challenges. Parenting a child with disability is considered a unique and challenging experience. The research gap of the study is that there is a need for parents of learners with special educational needs from Casiglahan Village to be represented in the literature as it may give other struggling parents the knowledge that they are not alone in their experiences and challenges. It will provide empowerment and advocacy to other parents. For the literature review, mothers explain the daily challenges they face in parenting and caring for learners with special educational needs. These daily challenges included physical, emotional, and monetary stress. In the study of Jackson 2004, the different challenges faced by parents of learners with special educational needs include initial diagnosis, identify and roles, caregiving, level of disability, availability of necessary services, education, financial stresses, decision about guardianship, and family functioning and relationship. According to Dardas and Ahmad 2015, many children distressed by impairments are incapable to do things on their own, that they are stereotypically taken for granted, such as bathing, dressing, eating, moving, following directions, and communicating. Subsequently, caregiver demands are often challenging, persistent, and prolonged. Special medical and educational training for parents, in addition to routine meetings and visits with various professionals, create additional time demands and challenges. Meanwhile, Rocket 2010, the availability and access to necessary services is one of the challenging factors in parenting learners with special educational needs. Securing appropriate services can prove to be a challenging responsibility for parents. The decision about guardianship to learners with special educational needs is another challenge for the parents according to SENCAR 2008. And on the other hand, on lower 2009, the degree of challenge experienced by parents is evidently impacted by the availability of family support services. Access to resources and community support services has been shown to reduce family stresses. Based on Tucker 2009, the healthcare costs, necessary services expenses, and reduced family income are common struggles faced by parents of learners with special educational needs. Generally, the literature identifies many challenges experienced by parents in caring learners with special educational needs. These challenges occur daily and lead to increased stress within the family. Addressing these challenges and concentrating on coping strategies will definitely prime to a better quality of life for both the child with special needs and the family. Theoretical framework. This study was based on social support theory. Social support theory states that parents need formal or informal support when parenting a child with disability, according to Unchino 2004. Formal support can be from professional services that provide parents educational tips and intervention that can be used when raising learners with special educational needs. The informal support may be in the form of relatives, friends, and community members. Once parents know that they have support, it may alleviate the stress that comes from parenting a child with special needs. Research questions. This study aims to determine the lived experience of parents of learners with special educational needs in Casiglahan Village Elementary School. Specifically, it aims to answer the following questions. RQ1, what are the challenges faced by parents of learners with special educational needs? RQ2, how do parents cope with the challenges of parenting learners with special educational needs? RQ3, what are the available social supports for the families of learners with special educational needs? And RQ4, what are the hopes and dreams of parents for their child? Research design. A qualitative research methodology is used in order to gain a better understanding of the lived experiences of parents of learners with special educational needs. For this study, a phenomenological approach was used in order to gain rich and in-depth information for parents of learners with special educational needs. The call of the study. The study conducted at Casiglahan Village Elementary School. It is located at Montalban, Rizal, Philippines. Participants. The participants in the study were recruited from a group of parents of learners with special educational needs in Casiglahan Village. According to Parson 1990, in selecting participants in the study, she suggested that 2 to 10 participants is an adequate number for a phenomenological study when redundancy of data is sought. The researchers employed purposive or judgmental sampling technique through which they intentionally selected 6 parents of learners with special educational needs in Casiglahan Village. The participants all have experienced the exact phenomenon of parenting a learner with special needs. Instrumentation. Multiple source triangulation was used such as interview transcription, interview guide, observation protocol, and document analysis from participating parents of learners with special needs. Data collection. In gathering the appropriate data for the study, one-on-one interview was used. For the data analysis, once the data collection was completed, the analysis was conducted. The interview transcript were transcribed verbatim and each participant was assigned a code such as parent 1, parent 2, and so on. For the results and discussion, my co-researcher will present it to you.
For the results and discussion, based on the responses, the challenges of parents of learners with special educational needs in terms of financial expenditures are as follows. Number 1, maintenance medicines. 2, vitamins. 3, therapy. 4, doctor's checkup. These words had essence and nature defined by the informants. It was found that among the experiences of the informants, the most common among them is the doctor's checkup because the doctor's certificate is the passes to acquire other services like special education and other therapy sessions. As also revealed by the informants, when the doctor's advice were followed, the improvement to the child is very evident. Similar to the findings of ECAS 2010, stating that daily challenges faced by the parents included monetary stress. The notion is also supported by study of Jackson 2004, emphasizing that the challenges faced by the parents of learners with special educational needs include availability of services and financial stresses. The study of Roque 2010 supported the findings of the current study by implying that the access to necessary SPED services is a challenging factor in parenting learners with special educational needs. Next, based on the parents' responses, their coping mechanisms are as follows. Number 1, internet surfing. 2, reading books. 3, doctor's advice. 4, therapist's advice. 5, learned experiences. It was found out that among the experiences of the parents, the most common among them is the doctor's advice. Research findings are similar to the study conducted by Montes and Halterman 2007, confirming that the doctor's advice was identified and frequently used as an active coping strategies. Furthermore, Montes and Halterman 2007 also found out that using multimedia platforms were also identified approaches to lessen the stress of parents or families. However, it is a passive coping strategy. Next, the responses of the participants regarding social support to families are as follows. Number one, support from the family members. Two, support from relatives. Three, support from friends. Four, support from neighbors. Five, support from local government. Six, support from organizations. The most common is the support from the family members and friends. It is not verbatim in their statements, but in the previous questions, they revealed that five of them are full-time caregivers of their child, meaning to say it's their partner or their son is the one working to finance their needs. The study of License 2010 affirmed the findings of the current study, concluding that social support from relatives and friends can lower the stress level of parenting learners with special educational needs. Likewise, Tucker 2009 accentuated that formal support coming from professionals and informal supports coming from friends and families are both effective in decreasing stress level of the parents. Next, based on the parents' responses, their hopes and dreams for their child are as follows. Number one, to become independent. Number two, to finish studies. Three, to get a job. Four, to find a lover. Five, to build their own family. The most common answer is to become independent. Most of them did not see their child finishing their studies and building their own family, since they already accepted the condition of their child. The result is in consonance with the research findings of Hugstein 2010. The study found out that their parent participants were worried about the future of their child regarding independent living. So, they hoped that their child could develop their independent living skills. Furthermore, Tucker 2009 discovered that the major concern of the parents over their child is the social survival. Parents are hoping that their child could overcome the insufficiencies in independent living and finding a life partner. And for the conclusion, the results showed that these parents' primary challenge in parenting learners with special educational needs revolves around the financial aspects. Parents indicated different coping mechanisms to overcome different challenges. Despite all the struggles, all of them are receiving social supports from the community. Parents visualize diverse hopes and dreams for their child. Thank you po for listening. We are open for your comments and suggestions.